Hi, Selma.
Hi, Carla.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
I could only unmute for a few minutes, then they mute me again.
Me too.
Hi, how are you?
E3.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Yeah,
Elma, I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know.
Right.
I guess pretty soon we'll be able to do that.
I
Hopefully, if we get a new restaurant, we'll be able to go out and eat.
hope so. I hope so.
I've been going out, but I go out all over. Every morning, Annette and I go someplace different now that she got back.
Oh,
For
no.
breakfast, we go about 10 o'clock. Anyone who wants to join us, let me know.
Thank you. If you find good places, let me know.
Well, we go to all the usual places. One of the ones I like is the little donut place where in the shopping center where Penn Dutch used to be.
Yeah, that Dandy Donut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it there. I don't know. Yesterday we were at Palm, the one across, down by Palm Air.
Yes.
And
Yep.
the bagel place.
I know that one too. Yep. You talking about, I can't think of the name of it.
Bagel snack or whatever the name of it is. Today we were at the one on 441, right up from, I get my streets mixed up. Anyway,
Yeah.
Ladies,
Around
2
the
minutes,
bend.
and we gotta get
2
started.
minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Okay.
I better sign off. Okay.
Okay.
Hurry up, speak fast.
I'll make myself mute now.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Captain. Did you have a question before we get started?
No, I just wanted to say hello, and I just wanted to mention that Butch Arenal had a personal emergency, and he had to leave about 10, 15 minutes ago, so he asked me to sit in, but I have all the information, all the updates for you guys.
Perfect. We thank you for being with us. We're going to get started.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this week's afternoon tea. We've had more lineup changes than the Brooklyn Nets here, so bear with us. Geraldine, welcome, Geraldine. We promised you a song, so we went back to 1975 for Billy Swan, and it's called I Can Help, which is what you do. So Jakia is going to play this song for you.
Well, thank you.
Here it comes. Get ready. Right, Jakia?
Wrong song.
If you don't play it soon, I'll have to sing it.
Yes, give us one moment.
All right, here we go. While Jakia is pulling up the song, we have Captain Fred Hofer. He's taking over for Chief Butch Ardell, who had a personal situation. And of course, Michael Zombek is with us. And we have our entertainer friend who's funny with the theme now, Jeannie Lynn Gray. Hi, Jeannie. Okay, and Jeannie, you're going to get a promo. And Captain Fred Hofer, you're going to get a promo too. So, yeah, where else do you get treatment like this? Okay, Jakia is still waiting. Okay, let me see. Officer Zombek, since you have no song, you want to give us your report? Jakia, we're going to go to Officer Zombek first. Right? Yeah, don't make a face. Don't make a face. Officer Zombek, go ahead.
Oh my, you're okay. So we're going to do the police first?
Well, first we're going to do Officer Zombek. He's family. He doesn't count as police. And then we'll go back to Geraldine when we're ready to cue up our introduction. And then we'll do the captain, and then we'll do Jeannie. Okay?
Okay.
So let's go to Officer Zombek.
Okay, well, good afternoon, everybody. It's always good to see everybody on Wednesday afternoon. I take an umbrage. I do want a song at some point.
Be careful what you wish for.
I know. We're going to have to consult on that song, though. I definitely want creative control over that part of it. But we'll get to that at another time. In terms of the crime report for this week, again, we had another good week within Winmore. Again, we talk and stress about fraud and being taken advantage of a lot. We did have a call for service where a resident received a call stating that their daughter was in jail in Georgia. And in order to get her out, she had to send $9,000 to this attorney which again, we always stress, if you get these kind of calls, please do everything you can to verify the situation if it's true, and never send money to people with something like this. Unfortunately, the resident did send the $9,000 to this fictitious lawyer. It's a terrible situation because in this particular case, after they sent the first payment, this fictitious person called back for a second payment of $15,000 to get the daughter out. Fortunately, they did. Somebody broke into song. That was good.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. Again, fortunately, the resident did not send the second payment, so that was good. She did file a police report. The officers did do some digging to try to find out where this fictitious person was located. That case is still under investigation. So again, please tell your friends, if they get calls like this, do not send any money till they've done some due diligence and trying to find out if the situation is true.
Michael, maybe Geraldine could pitch in here. What are the odds of the person getting their money back in situations like this? Maybe insurance, or how does that work?
Did you want
Geraldine, do you want to pick, even though we don't have your song ready yet, this is an unofficial answer. Somebody has a scam of X amount of dollars. Is this insurable?
Well, I'm going to be honest. When you don't know the answer, you say you don't know. So I'm going to go with that answer because there's so many different ways that people could pay that they may have some protection from. If it's under your credit card, you report it as fraud. If it's cash, do it through a bank. But there's so many different avenues. Is it insurable? That's a good question. I do not know that answer. So I don't know. I'm sure that Officer Zombek knows better than I do if there's criminal action that they could go through in a lawsuit in order to recover it. But from that standpoint, in recovering that kind of money, I'm going to go with, I don't know. Not in my area of expertise, and I don't want to offer any kind of, information that's not mine. I do want to step in real quick now that I'm unmuted. I may have to step away for a call. So if I disappear, that's where I will be.
So Jakia, the pressure's on. We got to play her song before she leaves. Are we ready?
No, and my colleague is having trouble right now. So trying to get her internet up and running. So hopefully she'll be clicked in any minute.
Okay, so let's do this. Jakia, can we do the captain instead? All right, do you want to play his intro?
Our apologies again.
Yeah, so Geraldine, you're looking for more time, so later.
Well, I am. I'm going to check to see if Margaret's in yet.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're good.
A breaking rocks in the hot sun. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. I did
Okay, Bobby Fuller 4, 1966. And I know you're all thinking that sounded like Buddy Holly. Well, that was also recorded by the Crickets in 1960 after Buddy's death, so it does sound like him. So, Geraldine, are you impressed? Oh, I'm sorry. Captain Fred, are you impressed?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay.
Very
Now that
much.
you're going to be our first guest after Michael Zombek, of course. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for allowing me to be here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Captain Fred Hofer. I've been with the Coconut Creek Police Department for 24 and a half years, and I'm sitting in for Chief Arnold. He had to leave personal emergency about 15, 20 minutes ago. He was gracious enough 15 minutes in advance to give me the information to update you guys. We have a lot going on in the police department right now, but some of the biggest things, I'll touch on some of the biggest things that we're working on right now that we're going to be going through the next 4 to 6 months. First thing is accreditation. For those of you who don't know, we are a fully accredited agency through the Commission for Florida Law Enforcement, and we received that 3 years ago, that award two and a half years ago. And we're up for reaccreditation this August. As a matter of fact, the date is August 24th through August 26th. So first off, we have a mock assessment, which is scheduled for June 1st through 3rd of this year. This will be conducted in a hybrid format with 2 assessors conducting reviews in person and 1 assessor conducting the review virtually. So how it works is the accreditation, the commission sends a team of 3 assessors from around the state to come and really delve in and drill down into our department, our files, our training, our public information, every aspect, criminal investigations, property and evidence. There's every section, actually there's 32 chapters associated with accreditation. But these team of 3 assessors come and they really drill down to see if we're doing what we say we're doing and we're complying with every standard. So the
Captain, could you move closer to the mic?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Better.
Okay.
Thank you.
So in July of this year, we're going to be conducting Creek Chat, advising the community of the upcoming assessment, and as well as make our public notifications through the police department website and social media platforms. So to give you an idea of where we stand right now, we're doing really great. We have one of the best, if not the best, accreditation managers in the state. She's become very popular around the state. She does assessments around the state for other police departments as well. And currently, out of 239 standards, and a standard is one item that we have to comply with throughout the police department. There's 239 of them that we have to fulfill. We have 180 of those already in compliance. 36 are in progress, and in progress means we still have 6 months left in our cycle. So there are some things that we have to wait. So, for example, do we have any shootings in the city? If we don't have any shootings, we can't say, no, we haven't had any in this cycle if we still have 6 months left. So 36 files or standards are still in progress. And then we have 23 that are not applicable. Not applicable means, well, generally not applicable by function. So we don't have an aviation unit. So we can't fulfill a standard. So it's not applicable. So our accreditation program is comprised of the following. We have 1 accreditation manager, 3 accreditation certified team leaders, and I'm one of them, 13 accreditation certified assessors, and those are the people that go out and assess the other police departments, and 8 accreditation ambassadors. This is a new program that we started about a month ago, accreditation ambassadors. We reach out to members of the police department that want to be involved to showcase our police department. Generally, we up until about 2 weeks ago, we thought that we were going to be doing a virtual assessment, both in June and in August. We found out that CFA, the Commission for Florida Law Enforcement, this cycle that we're going to be in is going to be an actual on-site visit. So we will have people visit our police department. But what we did was, in preparation for the virtual, and we're still going to use it, is we hired, it's not hired, but we have volunteers in the police department to act as ambassadors. And what we started doing that no one else around the state has done yet is video recorded interviews and observable standards with our people. So we have subject matter experts like Mike Zombek. He does the volunteer program. The other day I interviewed him for the volunteer part or the volunteer standard in accreditation. So we're interviewing our own people and we're embedding those directly into the assessment. We use a software called Power EMS to show our files in the police department, share the files, training files, fiscal management files, and everything with these assessors. So we have our own people participating, and that's huge because all of those folks that participate go in the final report to the commission, and the commission is comprised of sheriffs and police chiefs from around the state. They're the ones that decide whether or not we are reaccredited in August. So I hope I explained that really well. It's very important. This is a very big deal for us because it shows the community that we want to go above and beyond and raise our own standards. Let's see. Wanted to brag. Oh, yeah, we wanted to brag. Butch wanted to let you guys know that we have the most assessors out of any agency in the entire state. As a matter of fact, I got a call from Palm Beach School Board accreditation manager 2 months ago, and he asked me to do his mock assessment, their practice, their preparation. And he said when he called the CFA office up in Tallahassee, he asked for the hardest, the most strict assessors in the state so that they could prepare, so they don't miss anything for when they actually do their real on-site. And the 4 names were given, and then the fifth list on the number on the list, or the people on the list, was any assessor coming from the Coconut Creek Police Department. So that made us feel real good. We got a very good reputation in the state for having very knowledgeable and articulate assessors. Any questions on accreditation? Okay. Next thing, I wanted to read a message from, and we reached out to some of the supervisors in our agency to let them know that we were going to be here today talking to you folks in Winmore, and we wanted to know if they had anything to give you an update on, or maybe just send a message. So we do have a couple of messages. One is from our real-time crime center supervisor, Michelle DeVivo. I'm just going to read it real quick. She said, when we think of Winmore in our real-time crime center, we immediately think of the calls we answer where residents are scared because they receive a scam call. They're not victims because they didn't give any information, but they're still shaken up that they received the call at all. They even go so far as to say that they know it was a scam, but they're still nervous. We do our best to reassure them and tell them not to answer if they don't recognize the number or hang up when they know it's a scam. So she said, maybe just hearing it from the chief as a reminder, kind of touching on what Mike said, would help. So yeah, they do care about you guys, the real-time crime center girls, and they do their best to help the residents of Winmore when they call. They obviously shaken up, whether they're a victim of a crime or not. The next message I wanted to read is from our property and evidence supervisor, Pam Pierce. She said, if any resident ever loses something, please let them know that they can always call our property and evidence personnel at 954-973-6783, which is a direct line to them. I'll read that again, 954-973-6783. And the 2 property clerks can check to see if the property was found and turned in, okay? Next update, Canine Tailor. So those of you who don't know, Canine Tailor is our gun detection dog. This is a new program that we started a couple months ago. It's a pilot program that's in the schools. We have the gun detection dog in some of our schools. Canine Tailor pilot program is now coming to an end. Hopefully it will progress for the rest of the school year and into the summer. We feel good about it. So there was a trial period, there's an evaluation period, and then at the end of that, we're going to do a review to see if it's worthy of continuing. And we're working with the school board on that. Canine Tailor's been working at all 4 schools: Atlantic Technical Center, Coconut Creek Elementary, Coconut Creek High School, and Monarch High School. And the dog is very friendly. It doesn't bite anyone. It's actually a Labrador Retriever. I don't know if any of you have heard about Canine Tailor, but very friendly. She's a very friendly dog. Gets along with everybody, and she's very good at what she does. So that's it. Those are the updates I have for you guys. If anyone has any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them to the best of my ability.
Fred, is there a motion with the city to be able to give the dog more schools and more visibility?
Good question. As a matter of fact, that came up, I think that came up either today or the other day in the staff meeting. The answer is yes. We have to see how the pilot program goes, which is coming to an end. And so far, we haven't had anything negative come from this. The feedback has been positive from all aspects from the school board, the city officials, from other officers, from the students, the teachers, staff at the schools, and everything. So our plan is, yeah, absolutely. That's what we hope to accomplish. Yeah.
Chiquita,
We do have a question.
Jeff,
Geoff?
Jeff.
Jeff, oh, I'm sorry.
It's another way of spelling it. Right, Jeff?
If you could please unmute. Go ahead and unmute.
Jeff, if you look at your little box, your own camera, at the top right of your own camera, you
There
can
you go.
My voice is very poor, so I messengered the question, but I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Good. If Pfizer decides that we need a booster shot, will Winmore sponsor that shot?
Let me answer that, Fred. It's not really through the Coconut Creek Police Department. That's through the state of Florida. And if it goes like it did last time, we would be a candidate, but that's up to Tallahassee and the governor's office to decide. But it all went well here, and we would hope that that would be the case. But Jeff, there's no guarantee, but we would hope.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Okay, Geraldine. All right, you're getting your song, right, Jakia?
Right.
And then you could introduce your guest, Geraldine,
Okay.
after the
Can't
song.
wait.
If you got a problem, don't care what it is. If you need a hand, I can assure you this. I can help. I got two strong arms. I can help. It would sure do me good to do you good. Let me help. It's a fact that people get lonely. Ain't nothing new. But a woman like you, babe, should never have the blues. Let me help. I got two for me. Let me help. It would sure do me good to do you good. Let me help. When I go to sleep at night, you're always a part of my dream. Holding me tight, telling me everything I wanna hear. Don't forget me, babe. All you gotta do is call. You know how I feel about you. I can do anything at all. Let me help. If your child needs a dad, I can help. It would sure do me good. Do you good. Let me help. When I go to sleep at night, you're always a part of my dream. Holding me tight and telling me everything I wanna hear. Don't forget me, babe. All you gotta do is call. You know how I feel about you. If I can do anything at all, let me help. A child needs a dad, I can help. It would sure do me good to do you good. Let me help.
It was pretty corny back in 1975. So Geraldine, it's all yours.
It's still corny, Bruce.
Sure was.
It hasn't aged well, Bruce.
Sure. Did you see what he was wearing? And oh my God,
Oh,
very tacky.
it's a little bit, yeah.
And then he plays the
Words.
piano for like 3 seconds, like they need that at the end, huh?
Yep, there you go. Anyway, accompanying me today, not on piano, but with regard to legal advice, is my colleague Margaret Kosyk. She has a unique role at Coast to Coast Legal Aid because she's in 2 units. She's both in the senior law unit with me, and she's also in what we call our EACH unit, Economic Advocacy and Community Health. She is our, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Margaret, our lead attorney for the EACH unit. And she's going to speak to you today about healthcare for seniors. She's extraordinarily well-versed on the topic, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. And I'm going to turn it over to Margaret so I don't waste any of her time.
Thank you. I'm not the lead attorney, but I am a senior attorney at
There
the
you
EACH
go.
unit. I'm going to try, if it's possible, I'd like to share a presentation. I don't know. Oh, here it goes.
She could share her screen, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Let me start this from the beginning here. One moment. So thank you. Again, my name is Margaret Kosyk, and I'm going to talk to you today about healthcare access for seniors. We provide legal advice, limited legal assistance and representation with Medicare, Medicaid, long-term care, institutional care, health insurance marketplace, otherwise known as Obamacare, and hospital financial assistance. Medicare is federal health insurance for seniors 65 and over, some receiving Social Security disability benefits, and individuals with end-stage renal disease. And you may be familiar with the various parts, Part A, Part B, Part D, and Part C. In order to get free Part A, you have to have worked about 10 years. Otherwise, you could end up with a $458 a month premium. The standard Part B premium in 2021 is $148.50. But if your income is a little higher, you may have to pay more. Typically, the out-of-pocket costs are 20% of the Medicare approved amount. Medicare covers COVID-19 testing with no out-of-pocket costs and antibody testing. It covers all medically necessary hospitalizations for COVID-19, but beneficiaries still have to pay any hospital copays or co-insurance that apply. And Medicare covers the COVID-19 vaccine, and it also has temporarily expanded its telehealth services and covers virtual check-ins and doctor communications through online portals. So here's a good example of a client. Our 72-year-old client was hospitalized 3 times for a severe back condition, and she was finally admitted to a skilled nursing facility for rehabilitation. There had been a mix-up with her previous Medicare Advantage plan, and her new plan denied pre-authorization 2 weeks into her stay at the facility. She was billed $12,000 by the facility. She appealed the decision, and I represented her at a Medicare hearing. The judge's decision was fully favorable to the client, and the Advantage plan was required to cover the $12,000 costs for the stay. So Medicaid is free health insurance provided through a federal state partnership to people with low income. There are several types of Medicaid, but the one most people think of is the full health coverage type of Medicaid. Traditionally, you have to fit in a certain category in order to qualify for the full Medicaid. So Medicare Savings Program is actually a type of Medicaid. It covers the Medicare premiums and or co-payments. Eligibility is based on income or assets, and you have to apply through the Department of Children and Families just as you would for regular Medicaid. The low income subsidy, also called Extra Help, lowers Medicare prescription drug plan costs. If you qualify for a Medicare savings program, you automatically qualify to get Extra Help. You can also apply directly through Social Security. Our client, this is another example. This is somebody who had issues with a Medicare savings program. Our client had been getting QMB in the past, and it paid his Medicare premiums and co-payments. However, he lost the QMB and didn't realize that he had to pay the Medicare premiums, which ended up in him losing his Medicare. He had almost $30,000 in unpaid bills for expensive medical procedures in October through December 2019. My colleague Michelle assisted him in reapplying for QMB in October 2019, but there were problems with the application. So in February 2020, he was finally approved for QMB back to October with Michelle's assistance. She also helped him to get those past claims refiled, and he was no longer being billed for the $30,000 in costs. So long-term care Medicaid allows beneficiaries to receive assistance in their home, in the community, or in an assisted living facility. Services may include companion care, nursing care, case management, medication administration, homemaker services, personal care, therapy, and more. It's considered a home and community-based services waiver program, and it has limited funding. So anyone who's eligible for long-term care Medicaid is actually placed on a waiting list and given a priority score. Once you're taken off the list and able to enroll, participants can choose a managed care plan. So I had a 72-year-old client who had been on the waiting list for long-term care Medicaid for over a year. She was ranked at a 4, and I had advised her to contact the Elder Helpline to get a reassessment since she said that her condition had gotten worse in the last year. She was able to get reassessed. She received a ranking of 5 and was taken off the waiting list within a few weeks to begin the application process. There were a lot of difficulties with the application due to the pandemic, so I assisted her in coordinating between the caseworker, the assessor, and her doctor in order to get all the medical forms and records that she needed. She was approved and able to enroll in a long-term Medicaid plan. Unfortunately, her plan later denied a home modification she needed for her shower, and I'm also assisting her with that case. So institutional care program Medicaid is another type of Medicaid. This one helps people in the nursing facilities to pay for the costs of their care, plus it provides general medical coverage. ICP eligibility is determined by the Department of Children and Families. Medicaid can pay for intermediate and skilled care for an unlimited period of time. Unlike long-term care Medicaid, there is no waiting list. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but Medicaid cannot be terminated during the COVID-19 public health emergency. There are some exceptions. The public health emergency has officially been renewed as of today and will likely last through the rest of the year. Florida Medicaid covers all medically necessary services required for testing and treatment of COVID-19. So let's move on to the health insurance marketplace, otherwise known as Obamacare. The health insurance marketplace is a supermarket where individuals and families are able to shop for health insurance. It's run through an online platform at healthcare.gov. Subsidies to purchase affordable coverage consumers are able to get the subsidies to purchase affordable coverage through the marketplace. Anyone eligible for free Medicare Part A or job-based coverage or full Medicaid cannot get a marketplace plan. So under the Affordable Care Act, if your projected household income for 2021 falls within the limits below, you may be eligible to enroll in affordable coverage. open enrollment for 2021 coverage was November 1st to December 15th, but President Biden signed an executive order for a special enrollment period due to the coronavirus pandemic. This new special enrollment period has recently been extended to August 15th. So anyone who's otherwise eligible can currently enroll in the marketplace. So under the American Rescue Plan, since April 1st, marketplace enrollees have been able to take advantage of increased savings. The Affordable Care Act subsidies were extended to higher income people, and lower income enrollees are eligible for a zero premium plan and can also receive the lowest out-of-pocket costs. In order to take advantage of these savings, consumers have to update their applications. Both provisions are temporary, lasting for 2 years, retroactive to January 1st of this year. There's also a nice new special rule for anyone who is approved to receive unemployment benefits. They will be considered to be income eligible, even if their actual income wouldn't have made them eligible. They receive the maximum subsidies with no premium coverage. This provision is going to take longer to implement and may not be available until later this summer. So here's an example of somebody who came to us. He was hoping to get Medicaid. He was unemployed and didn't have any insurance. He lost it through his job. He had applied for Medicaid and he hadn't yet received a decision. He was married and he and his wife were both receiving unemployment benefits of $348 a month. He was under 65. He didn't have any minor children and he was not disabled. So I advised him that he's probably not going to fit into one of those Medicaid categories that you need in Florida. So he was likely going to be denied. He did say that their total household income for 2020 was probably going to be around $45,000, including those unemployment benefits. And I advised him that he should be eligible for the marketplace subsidies since their household income was within the range for eligibility. So he was eligible for a special enrollment period for the COVID-19 pandemic, and he was able to enroll. He and his wife were able to get coverage. So the Affordable Care Act was designed to assist anybody with low to moderate income in getting coverage. So as you saw, the people with moderate income could get the subsidies through the marketplace, and anyone with low income could get Medicaid, regardless of category. Unfortunately, the U.S. Supreme Court said that states, that the government could not force states to expand their Medicaid programs. And so far, Florida has chosen not to expand. So if you don't fit into one of those Medicaid categories, or your income is too low for Medicaid, too high for Medicaid, and your income is too low for marketplace coverage, then you may fall into what is called the coverage gap. There are options for people in the coverage gap. Charitable hospitals are required to provide financial assistance to low-income uninsured individuals. There are several programs where patients only have to pay small copays for physician visits, referrals to specialists, lab work, prescriptions, ER visits, and so forth. Broward Health Moped in North Broward has 4 hospitals and several clinics. So you can go, if you're enrolled in their moped program, you can see their doctors at any of their locations for these low copays. Memorial Healthcare is in South Broward and has a similar program. However, patients can only see doctors within that health system, unlike regular insurance. Providers who participate in and are reimbursed by the COVID-19 uninsured program through the CARES Act Provider Relief Fund aren't allowed to bill people who do not have health insurance. Anybody over the age of 18, regardless of symptoms, can be tested at a state-supported site for COVID-19 free of charge. So that was kind of a brief overview of a lot of complicated subjects. If you know anybody that would like help with healthcare access issues, contact our paralegals for under 60, Manuela Felix, and 60 years and over, Karine Debati or Pamela Fantoni. Does anybody have any questions? I know I went through that pretty quickly.
Let's take a look and see. Do we have any audience questions?
I think that's very well done, and I think if anyone has questions, it's probably going to be on a personal level. And we have the phone numbers. You want to put them back up, Jakia?
Yes, it was included in the slide.
Oh, I can reshare it, or?
Can you put it in the chat?
Oh, sure.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Give me one
Thank you,
moment.
Margaret. That was really good.
Thank you.
Very informative.
Oh, you're muted, Bruce.
Yeah, I was just saying, I agree with Geraldine. That was very well done, very impressive, and a lot of things people don't know that could help them. And yeah, thank you so much both for all you guys do for us, the legal aid.
For having us. We appreciate it.
And I can't wait that the people can meet you in person and ask the questions that they're afraid to answer on our big network here.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Right. So, Ms. Kosyk, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Jakia, you want to do some entertainment now?
Yes. We do have an intro video before we bring her on.
Look, she's embarrassed. You don't see yourself perform?
Gosh.
You don't like it?
That was the last, by the way, that was the last, one of the last shows that I did prior to COVID. I think that was in February of, that was like, I think February of last year, something of that nature. Craziness.
Jakia, do a proper introduction to Jeannie here.
I would like to introduce Miss Gray. She is a beautiful, talented songstress, and we had the pleasure of having our virtual concert with her this past Saturday. The encore is this upcoming Saturday at 8 p.m. for those who missed it. So thank you for being with us.
And how much does
We
that
greatly
cost?
appreciate
Chiquilla, how
it.
much does that cost?
It is complimentary to the residents.
Right. Okay.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Let's see. I mean, it's funny because and by the way, hello everyone. I'm so happy to be here. I'm really happy to have been able to entertain. It's been so long since I've been over at Winmore, actually. But I kind of almost explain a lot of myself in my show. It's I guess it's my therapy for myself. Therapists get a little expensive, so you gotta find a way to get all of those emotions and everything out. So I do it in my show. But I'm a mom. I'm originally from Wisconsin. I went to school in New York, and I sing everywhere and all around, and really just try to have a good time. Trying to get through all this COVID stuff, and we're finally coming out on the other side.
Jeannie, how do you pick your material? Very interesting. Stevie Nicks to Etta James.
I pick the songs that I love finding new songs. Actually, I love going through, and I'm a huge fan of music. Especially, my mother was one of those who she used to play guitar, and she was a big fan of everything from. And I had a lot of different musical influences in my life too. My mom, very different from my dad. My dad is Motown. My mom was Broadway, and I listened to jazz. And so I picked the songs that have a lot of meaning to me, the songs that I remember growing up with, and then the newer songs that I fall in love with.
You must have some Carole King in your repertoire.
I have a little bit of Carole King. I do. I have a friend of mine, actually, she does all Carole King, so I leave that to her. But yeah, I have a little bit of Carole King, yes.
Are you familiar with Phoebe Snow?
With who?
Phoebe Snow, back in the early 70s, a song called Poetry Man.
Poetry Man, I have heard the song. I didn't remember the name of the.
That's Phoebe Snow, yeah.
Ah.
I could see you singing that.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to write that down.
So write that down.
That's actually a really good suggestion.
Oh, okay. While you're writing that down, yeah.
Phoebe Snow. Next time I see you, I'll have a Phoebe Snow song.
Okay, good. And you'll be performing at Winmore when we're back up, right? We have a date?
I'm hoping to, yes.
Right.
Yes, I have a whole new I have actually 2 shows that are coming up. I have one that's full of all Broadway music, and then another one that's well, actually the one that I'm working on is all Broadway of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and we'll throw in a whole bunch of other things. And then I also have another show with a friend of mine called Marvelous Mamas, and so we're really hoping to get that. They're all big shows with live music. I mean, we can do the other type too, but live music and live musicians, we just can't wait to get back to that.
So this will be your first time physically in our theater when you perform later on?
Yes.
Oh, you're in for a real treat. It's the best theater.
I love your theater. I've been in the theater before. I've performed in the theater before. Yes.
Oh, I thought you said you did. Okay, good.
But yes, many a time. Usually with a band. I used to sing with a band called TK Blue, and so we performed in your theater. I love the round theater. It keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
I don't have to work out or anything prior to the show.
How many years back did you perform here?
I want to say the last time I performed was maybe 2018. It might have been 2000.
That's not that far. Okay.
That's not that far. 17 or 18. I'm not sure.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
it is a really fun theater, though. I love that. I love the theater. I love the way that it's set up.
would you like to sing on the air for us? A little a cappella request?
What would you like?
We put everybody on the spot.
What would you like to hear?
What would you like? It's up to you. I'll know what you know.
All right.
Like
60s, 70s. What do you want to hear?
70s.
You want some 70s? All right. I can do 70s.
A 1 and a 2.
I don't know if you even hear it.
Okay.
Can you hear it?
Bob Seger. You can do Bob Seger. That's our Winmore theme song.
Records off the ground. And listen to them by myself. Today's music ain't not the same, so I want that old time rock and roll. Don't try to take me to a disco. You'll never even get me out on that floor. In 10 minutes I'll be late for the door.
Start playing old time rock and roll. That old time rock and roll. That kind of music really soothes my soul. I reminisce about my days of old. With that old time rock and roll. Hey, 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 hey. All right, I know there's some people out there. I can't see you. But you gotta be chill.
Everybody join in with Jeanne.
Don't wanna hear them play a tango. I wanna hear some blues or funky old soul. There's only one sure way to get me to go. Stop playing old time rock and roll. Call me a relic, call me what you will. Say I'm a virgin, say I'm over that hill. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I want that old time rock and roll. Want that old time rock and roll. That kind of music really soothes the soul. I reminisce about my days of old. With that old time rock and roll. Yeah. All right, let's go.
Channel 99, Saturday night, right, Jakia? What time showtime, Jakia?
8 p.m. on
8 p.m.
99.
Be there or be square. How could you miss Jeannie? Jeannie, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very
Yeah, and
much.
everybody's going to be watching. We got their, we know their numbers here.
Yay! All right. I'm excited for that. Very excited.
Okay.
And we
If
will
you want to
see
see
you
more
soon.
Jeannie, you got to turn on Saturday night at 8 o'clock, channel 99.
Thank you, and I'm so glad to have you to be able to have this for you for this weekend, and I am very excited to be back on your stage, hopefully soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Stay safe, everyone. Thank you
One
for
more
having me.
wave, one more wave to Jeannie. There you go. There you go.
I love it. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye now.
Bye.
And Jakia, you want to make an announcement before we go home?
Yes, Mickey Belvedere is on the line with us, and she asked that we remind everyone that the drug take-back collection is at the community center this Saturday from 10 to 2. So if you have any prescriptions that you need to discard of, make sure you stop by.
Okay. So, Jakia, we're going to play our final song, right?
It should be the right one.
And what do we have to do right now?
We got to go.
We got to go now.
We got to go now.
There you go.
Oh, look, hey, Miss Diane, she's dancing.
She hasn't started yet.
I know.
She's warming up.
Got drugs, yeah, but to say, well, I
One piece of trivia before we go. That song was banned from the radio when it came out because the disc jockeys couldn't understand what they were saying and they thought they were saying dirty things. So they banned the song and then became a legend afterwards. But that's Louie Louie by the Kingsmen. And we'll see you next week.